Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri takes part in the 6th Regional Forum of the Union for the Mediterranean in Barcelona. The meeting brings together the foreign affairs ministers of the 42 UFM members states to discuss various regional developments. In the meeting, Minister Sameh Shukri said that the UFM's goals go in line with Egypt's national strategy, Egypt Vision 2030, which focuses on the attainment of sustainable development goals. Shukri highlighted the outcomes of the second ministerial conference of the UFM on the environment and climate action, hosted by Cairo in October, including the achievement of regional cooperation in terms of climate change issues and providing the needed financial support to developing countries to address the effects of climate change. Minister Shukri expressed Egypt's keenness to coordinate with all partners to ensure the success of the UN Climate Change Conference 2022, COP27, which is slated for November 2022 in Sharm el-Sheikh. Egypt's top diplomat emphasized the necessity of encouraging investments and creating jobs in the southern Mediterranean region, which he said enjoys massive natural and human resources. Shukri stressed that the goals of the Union for the Mediterranean will be easier to achieve when peace and stability are established across the region. Sameh Shukri also called for the swift revival of negotiations to reach a final settlement to the Palestinian issue based on a two-state solution along the 1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as the Palestinian capital. Shukri pointed out that the Barcelona Forum coincides with the 30th anniversary of the Madrid Peace Conference, which sought to end the Arab-Israeli conflict and reach enduring, just, and durable peace in the Middle East. Egypt's top diplomat ended his speech by inviting the attendees to seize this occasion and draw inspiration from the spirit of Madrid and call upon all concerned parties to work seriously to solve the Palestinian issue.
Right, welcome back. And to highlight our participation in the UFM, or the Regional Forum of the Union for the Mediterranean, we have with us over the phone Ambassador Hany Aziz, former UN Assistant Secretary General. Good evening to you, sir. Your Excellency? Your Excellency? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening, Ambassador Hany.
Good evening. I barely hear you.
I'll try to raise my voice as much as I can.
I think it's not a matter of voice, it's a matter of volume. I'm really sorry, but I hear you barely.
Okay, so can you hear me right now?
That's better now.
Right. So, sir, we're speaking here, or we are highlighting our participation in this regional forum for the Union of the Mediterranean, and we've been speaking about how far does the goals of this forum goes in line with Egypt's national strategy, or Egypt's Vision 2030, from the diplomatic point of view?
First of all, let me thank you for this interesting interview. And I believe you are touching a very sensitive, important point, which is the situation in the Mediterranean in general. Actually, the northern shore of the Mediterranean, made of Spain, France, Italy, Cyprus, and Greece, and the southern shore of the Mediterranean, made, as you know, from Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Israel, Lebanon, Syria. I excluded pertinently Turkey for one simple, clear reason, that Turkey is not joining the global effort for resolution of disputes in the Mediterranean concerning search for gas and respect of the International Convention for the Law of the Sea, held in 1982.
We're speaking here about the gas club.
Excuse me?
We're speaking here about the gas club. It's not joining the gas club.
It's not joining the forum, but wider than this, it is playing the stabilizing role in the region, and not in the region, beyond the region, with the Turkish life flying, Syrian refugees to the border between Belarus and Poland, with the activity of the Turkish Navy against sometimes, I believe, from media, Egyptian Navy, Greek Navy, Cyprus Navy, and others. And that's not welcome. And I believe today that the northern countries, which have more stability than the southern shore country of the Mediterranean, need to exercise much more pressure, either to isolate Turkey more and to push it for a resolution of the different conflicts, say, for the north of Cyprus, when it is occupying part of this island and this country, and the refusal to join the forum for gas being held in Egypt. For evident reason, we know that the dreams of the Ottoman Empire is still playing an important role in the internal Ottoman or actual Turkish politics.
Yes, indeed, Your Excellency. But here the Mediterranean Forum, or this year, really comes at the backdrop of several important other issues that also had dominated the discussions, which were...
Absolutely. But the global context is extremely important, and to find solution to the gas situation, including the forum the participation in the forum, we have to look to the global situation and the concept to bring a peaceful conflict resolution in the area and in the Eastern Mediterranean, which is of extreme importance to Egypt, to Greece, to Cyprus, and
all the Mediterranean countries, particularly those in the gas club. Yes, please.
No, that's my humble opinion about the situation and the need to unify the position and reach a consensus with the northern countries and the southern countries of the Mediterranean to transform this I would say, this tremendous huge lake to the benefit of all in a fair, equitable distribution of the resources and in full compliance with the Convention of the Law of the Sea.
Yes,
to the delimitation of areas and the use of the natural resources to the benefits of peace and the population of this group of countries. It's important that Turkey stop playing the destabilizing role in the Eastern Mediterranean and join the forum, if possible, on fair and equitable resolution of the actual dispute with Egypt, with Greece, and Cyprus.
Yes, indeed. Ambassador Hany Aziz, former UN Assistant Secretary General, we thank you so much for being with us and for your input. Back to you, Ambassador Zeid. And actually, Ambassador Hany here spoke about, of course, part of the issue, which is the gas and the energy and the importance that the Mediterranean countries are giving to such an issue. Also, many other topics topped their agenda of talks.
Just in a nutshell, let's just remind ourselves and the viewers about this forum. This forum was established decades ago, and it's more global, and it's not only talk about one nation or one issue, it talks about several issues. 7 of them are top ones, and you mentioned some of them in your nice report minutes ago. And Egypt was a key player from day one. Egypt, France, Spain, of course, but in Barcelona itself, and Jordan. These are 4 of the top key players in this. And it's, I don't want to use the word divided, but to make the dialogue better, we talk North and the South. And of course, the term North-South dialogue and North-South migration of whether it's brain drain, whether it's illegal immigration, whether it's cooperation, which I'd like to use more the positive terms here. On top of the agenda were 3 issues. One of them is the stability of the Mediterranean from a political point of view.
Yes.
And let's not forget that along that lake, I call not only, it's not my words, but the Mediterranean Sea has the nickname the Lake of Civilization, the greatest civilizations on the world.
Egypt,
Egypt, Greece,
and
Italy, just to name but few. And other ones, also other countries contribute in one way or another, the Phoenician, Lebanon, Syria, and so on. So the first one is a message of stability in there. And the efforts of all the nations to try to support that by helping let's say, talk about Libya as an example, to help the Libyans decide for themselves without any external interference. And I will here delve back to an important message that our president has repeatedly been saying, to stop and to discourage and for the world to take a stand against any force or power or any nation that tries to interfere in these kind of aspects. So that's message one. Message one, and I like that also in the report, is about climate change.
That is one of the issues that are really of great importance such days.
And I'm glad you stressed that, because Egypt, among other nations, are among the nations worldwide, together with Bangladesh and other countries in Asia, that are going to suffer the most of that, heaven forbid. But we have to be aware that we are going to pay heavy price if no action has been taken, or no appropriate or sufficient actions are taken. And for that, the North needs to support the South, because the climate change as a phenomenon is caused more by the northern part, but the price is being heavily paid by
the south ones,
the southern ones. And that does not only include the Mediterranean. Actually, in Africa, there are other examples, deeper or down, further south in Africa. The third one is purely an important one, environmental one. And I don't want to go too technical here, but the Mediterranean became a lake that's full of plastics, pollutant. The marine life is being threatened in many parts in the world in that thing. Of course, I will second what the ambassador Hany has just talked about, disputes, because the Mediterranean, particularly the eastern part of the Mediterranean, became a ripe future for wealth, particularly the natural gas. So there has to be some rules here. There has to be some stand among nations to support that. And at the end, cooperation, sustainability, combating illegal immigration. And I will just end by saying one of the greatest successes that Egypt achieved over the past 4 or 5 years is, alhamdulillah, to almost, the number say 0, but I will say even be more modest and say almost total stop of illegal immigration that's happening these days from France to England, but not along the Egyptian coast.
Let me here read into some of Minister Sameh Shoukry's statements in this forum. And he said several issues that I want really to pinpoint our fingers on, which is Egypt's national strategy, rather the UFM's goals go in line with Egypt's national strategy, Egypt's Vision 2030, that focuses on the attainment of sustainable development. He also spoke about, as you said, the environment and climate action and COP27, which Egypt is hosting with God's will next year. He also emphasized the necessity of encouraging investment and creating jobs in the southern Mediterranean region, and that the Mediterranean goals would be really easier to achieve when peace and stability prevail. How far do you think, I will start with the last point to reach the first one. So how far is it important at the very particular time for the northern Mediterranean countries to join hands with the southerns in order to preserve the security and stability of this area and find a way for sustaining investment, job opportunities, work, I mean here prosperity for the nations of this area at large?
True concern and true opportunity is lying in here. Definitely the northern is the richer part, or the one that's having more income, more growth, more economic prosperity and so on. But where does the opportunity lies in? And I will catch the word sustainability that you just mentioned. Let's look at countries. I don't want to name particular countries in Europe, you know, but of course the examples are very vivid in my own mind. Many of these countries, like we need, and Sameh, Minister Shukri mentioned that, foreign investment, direct foreign investment. Europe, and that's the gate of Europe to us, is the largest trade partner to Egypt. So we'd like to attract this investment, tourism and so on. But let's also mention the fact that Egypt and many countries in Northern Africa, I'm talking about here legal, not illegal immigrants, have the good opportunity to provide the trained labor to Europe and the Mediterranean region. These are, when they call Europe the old continent or the old lady or the society or the community that's older in age, that 2/3 of the population is above 40 or 50 years of age. Here is the opportunity that COVID times have shown that they need this kind of labor. I just want to give a small example here. Look at the medical industry that it's open in Europe and other parts of the world. It's broad arms for people from our region, trained, well-educated. I have to underline this, trained and well-educated, to work and integrate with the European community. So it's a relationship on balance. We want to attract the foreign investment, but also we have the opportunity to integrate into Europe in a better way, given this international framework.
Which is part of Egypt's
Vision 2030, definitely.
Egypt's 2030 vision, and also its foreign policy that it has been giving. Here, let me take your opinion of how do you view the next upcoming stage for Egypt and the area or collaboration? And I have only 1 minute that is left for me.
Okay. I will tell you what I was told yesterday by European individuals who happen to be in Egypt. And we wish well to everyone, but they were saying, we would like to come and stay in Egypt, to buy a property in Egypt, to enjoy Egypt weather and stability, because definitely the picture for us in Europe is not that bright, and what we see around in Egypt is very promising, and we see that the future is quite promising in Egypt. We hope this is true. Actually, hope is not enough. We are working towards achieving that goal, but I'm optimistic, like those people who talked with me yesterday about that, and that's just a snapshot of what the people think of Egypt nowadays, and wishing ourselves and our leadership all the best.
Hope this image would be portrayed all over the whole world and this upcoming stage, because this is really the image that we need to portray. Dr. Mohamed Naguib Abu Zeid, Professor at the AUC, we thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is all ours. And dear viewers, many thanks for watching. And tomorrow will be another important debate with another colleague. Good night.